All right. Let's just dive in. I'm going to just download the video and use it in different places. So we're good. Yes. Now. There we go. All right. Cool, man. Let's see. So we are live right now on YouTube and Facebook. So let's see it. Let's see the golden book that you've been working so hard on over the last several years.
The Common Path to Uncommon Success.
Yep,
if you want your version of uncommon success, if you want to go down a 17-step roadmap to financial freedom, this is the book for you.
I'm excited for it. Well, cool, man. Well, tell us like the genesis. First off, like, why did you decide to commit so many hours, so many years, so much hard work to producing this book? What was like the heart behind the book?
So I like to preach a lot on my podcast. And one thing that I preach is you need to get out of your comfort zone. All the magic happens outside of your comfort zone. And then one day I just woke up, I looked in the mirror and I'm like, JLD, like, are you outside of your comfort zone? Like, you're just doing the podcast, you're doing this, you're doing that. Time to practice what you preach, my man. Practice what you preach. Get out of your comfort zone. What would that look like? And I'm like, well, obviously I love podcasting. I love being interviewed. I love interviewing other people. I love doing things like this. What is not this? And writing's out of my comfort zone. Like sitting down, like in a cold, dark room by myself with only my thoughts swirling in my head. Like, that's outside of my comfort zone, brother. And that's what I knew I was going to commit to when I was writing this book. And I wanted to go big though. So, I said, I'm going to go with a traditional publisher, and we ended up signing with HarperCollins, and, I got a big advance of $350,000. So like, things got real very fast. And I said, looks like I'm going to have to write this book now. I've got deadlines. I've got publishers. I've got editors. I've got the whole 9 yards, book launch managers. And I said, I'm not going to be able to write for very long every day because that's just not my style. But I'm going to commit right now to write 2 hours a day for the next 8 months. And I'm going to see where that gets me. And brother, I committed to that for 7 days a week, 2 hours a day. The first 2 hours that I had every single day, I wrote this book. It took me 480 hours to write the 71,000 words, the 273 pages that comprise the common path to uncommon success. And what blows me away is that literally this is a beast of a book, but at the same time, this is 10 years of me interviewing 3,000 of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, all comprised into one book, into one 17-step roadmap to financial freedom and fulfillment. And this book is not my genius. This book is the genius of those 3,000 entrepreneurs I've interviewed, and I put it into this book. It is the modern day Napoleon Hill Think and Grow Rich.
Nice. I love it, man. That's cool. Wow. I mean, it's super inspirational, man. Like, just super admirable how you dedicated 2 hours of every single morning for, every single day, no time off for as long as you did. I mean, there's not many people that can do that. I mean, that's really, really, like, takes a lot of focus, a lot of discipline, like no excuses, just, get the fucking work done basically every fucking day. Excuse me, but I'm just passionate right now. So
you're passionate. I like it.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. This is what it is.
Well, hopefully, people don't judge me, but, but no, that's just incredible, man. Incredible. So, wow. All right. Well, so what are some of your favorite aspects of the book? Like, what are some of your favorite, like, nuggets from the book? And I'm sure all of it's awesome. And I know it's hard to pick out just a few, but what are a few nuggets from the book that you would love to just, talk about and share with the audience?
Well, this is a 17-step roadmap. So there's 17 chronological steps you are going to want to go through step by step by step. Like, don't buy this book if you just want some casual pleasure reading on the weekends. Like, you buy this book if you want to put in the work. You buy this book if you want to get to your version of uncommon success for the first time in your life. If you want to get to financial freedom and fulfillment for the first time in your life, that's why you buy this book. And chapter 7, it's a beast of a chapter, brother. Step 7, chapter 7. like I said, this book is 71,000 words. Each chapter is about 3,500-ish words. Chapter 7's 13,500 words. It is a beast. It is 5 times the size and length of the other chapters for a reason. It is design your content production plan. Design your content production plan. Josh, I'm just gonna be honest with you because you're being passionate. I'll be passionate right back at you, brother. Most people's content production plans are terrible. Not even like bad. They are terrible. And that's a massive reason why they're struggling, they're failing, they're fading out, they're not achieving success, they're not getting to financial freedom, they're not being fulfilled. Their content production plans are terrible. And guess what? Mine used to be terrible too. I can admit that. Mine used to be terrible. But after a decade of busting my butts, improving my content production plan, it is fantastic. It is fantastic. And I give it all away in 13,500 words. Every step of this plan, you will go from your current terrible content production plan, which is holding you back in so many ways you don't even know, to an amazing content production plan that will change your life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I can imagine just the detail in that process that you shared in chapter 7. Just knowing you and attention to detail, you know. So, but yeah, that sounds incredible. And I know that a lot of businesses, they really struggle with, you know, just content production, being consistent, and different aspects of it, whether it's coming up with the topics and the creative aspect, whether it's you know, just the post-production and making sure it's like super top notch. You know, there's so many different areas, you know, of creating content that, you know, could be so optimal, you know, for every business out there, including mine. And yeah, I'm excited to dive into that chapter. That sounds like an amazing chapter.
It's the beast of the chapter. It's definitely my favorite. I will say another chapter that's spectacular is chapter 17, step 17. Keeping the money you make. Because Josh, it blows me away how hard people work, and people work really, really hard. And by the way, people make a lot of money sometimes working really, really hard. But those people that work really, really hard and make a lot of money, at the end of the year, they're just like, where's all my money? And they just flash in front of their face what their actual hourly rate was. They would cry because they would have been better off working at a local McDonald's. That's how little money they have left over at the end of running their business, because they don't understand the core fundamental rules of how to keep the money they make. And so they work so hard. They give so much value to the world, but then there's payroll and there's infrastructure, there's ad spend, there's taxes. Did I mention that there's taxes? And then they have no money left over. And it's like they just worked all year. They worked their booty off for nothing. And it breaks my heart, but it's 99% of people.
Yeah. What are some of the what's just a few of the takeaways from just that chapter when it comes to you know, keeping more cash, keeping more money, you know, out of all the hard work you put into your business?
Every entrepreneur pays everybody else first. They pay everybody else first. You always have to be paying yourself first. You need to say, I need to keep at least 10%. Baller entrepreneurs are moving up more towards 20% of every single dollar that I bring in the door. It's going to go right into, it's going to be coming to me. And then you figure out how to make your business work with the other 80%. You're paying yourself first, preferably 20%, at least 10%, preferably 20. And then you're figuring out a way to run your business with everything else. And guess what? You start getting inventive. You start cutting things out that you really didn't need. You start really questioning everything that comes in line item wise, because you should be anyways. And now you have to, because you're only actually looking at 80% of what you thought you had, because you're actually paying yourself first. You're actually paying yourself for the work that you're doing. If you don't do that, just like quit now and go work for McDonald's, because you will make more money.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that sets a limit, sets a cap. When you adopt that principle of keeping 10 or 20% for you, and then figuring out how to apply the rest of your cash flow to running your business, running operations and stuff like that.
It's called Parkinson's law. Tasks will expand to the time allotted. Costs will expand to the amount of money that you have. You will always find a way to spend money. You will always find a way to spend money when you have it. Take that opportunity away.
That's true. That's true. Unfortunately, I know from my own experience, you know, you definitely have to have
I know
some
too.
limitations. You know, you have to have discipline. You know, you have to, you know, report on everything and look at that on a consistent basis. Like, you know, there's a lot that goes into that. That's awesome, man. Well, what's another nugget? What's another nugget from the book?
I mean, listen, the nuggets, the value bombs, they drop on you like it's, you know, I'm not even gonna give a comparison, but let's just say there's a lot of value bombs. Let's just say that. Oh man, I bring on Billy Jean to talk about increasing your traffic, and he is a featured entrepreneur for that step, that chapter. And I love his phrase, which is so true, which a lot of people need to understand this. Boring will put you out of business. Boring will put you out of business. Like, stop being boring. Like, stop being boring. And you need to figure out some ways to be entertaining, exciting. Like, you know, you just think of that Russell Crowe quote, "Are you not entertained?" Like, at the end of the day, we all want to be entertained. Like, there's a reason why edutainment works really well. Like, if we can be educated while we're being entertained, all the better. Boring will put you out of business. Stop being so freaking boring.
So true. So true. I mean, I mean, Billie Jean's a character though, you know, he's like, you know, he's got such a unique personality that it's somewhat, I mean, this is just me, you know, speaking out loud, but it seems like it's somewhat easy for him to do that, you know, but does he have like something he shares in that chapter that anybody can apply? So this way they can be less boring and more entertaining as they're, you know, producing content and building a relationship with the audience that they're attracting.
Oh, he's very specific. And he
Yeah.
lays out
Nice.
step by step. And I cannot give Billie Jean secrets away on this live, unfortunately. But you do have access to Billie Jean's genius. And by the way, Rami Sethi, I bring him in for that chapter 17, the genius behind I Will Teach You to Be Rich, helping me tell you how to keep the money you actually make and giving you all those tactics. You know, I bring in Pat Flynn to talk about creating content. I bring in Amy Porterfield to talk about building a team. I bring in Ryan Levesque to talk about asking your audience the right questions. I bring in Stu McLaren to talk about diversifying your revenue streams. I bring in Hal Elrod to talk about identifying your big idea. I bring in Selena Sue to talk about discovering your niche that you need to be discovering within your business. I mean, the entrepreneurs I bring into this book are geniuses.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can attest to that. I know all those names. So that's awesome, man. Well, that's awesome. Well, you know, I want to be respectful of your time. You know, I know that it's, you know, Saturday. You're spending time here, you know, with me and the audience, and we're going to be uploading this video elsewhere as well. So this way people can really, you know, get some teasers about the book, you know, find out more about the book. Where do people go? Where can people go to pre-order it? And actually, you know, why don't you tell people, or you know, I know how you love to use open loops, and you probably, you know, don't want to tell people this, but I would love for you to share what those bonuses are. I know what they are. I know they're incredible, but I'd love for the audience to hear what those are.
No, I'll break it down, brother. I'll break it down. Listen, what you need to do is think about this book. Do you want to be on your common path to uncommon success? Do you want a 17-step roadmap to financial freedom and fulfillment? If the answer is yes, I've also included an amazing and free course that comes along with this, a video course that I've created to walk you step by step through this process, not to mention a beautiful PDF companion guide for all the exercises and templates. Like, it's beautiful across the board. Visit uncommonsuccessbook.com. When you get there, you'll see the endorsements from Gary Vaynerchuk, Erica Mandy, Dory Clark, Seth Godin, Neil Patel. You'll see a video of me jumping in my pool here in Puerto Rico and then telling you all the details about the book. You'll see all 5 bonuses that Josh is referring to if you get it in time before the book actually launches on March 23rd. And just some of the bonuses. I'm going to literally gift you all 3 of my journals, the Freedom Mastery and Podcast Journal, which are 3 of my best works ever. I'm going to gift you this amazing 90-minute Ask Me Anything session I did with people who have pre-ordered the book thus far that we held a couple of weeks ago. That was an amazing 90-minute session with so many great questions asked. You're going to have access to a secret lost content episode that Kate and I recorded that we're only gifting to people who pre-ordered this book, where we talk for over an hour about the traditional publishing game. So if you've ever thought about publishing a book, like, you absolutely want to listen to that, because we talk about the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly. There's 2 other insane bonuses, but you're going to have to visit the website for that. uncommonsuccessbook.com.
All right, guys, you heard it. Wow. Well, this is, as you can tell from all those bonuses, all the attention he put into the book, the discipline it took, 2 hours every morning for how long again? How many weeks? Or
8 months,
8 months.
480 hours.
Jeez. See, 8 months, 2 hours every single morning, a lot of passion, a lot of hard work, a lot of discipline, commitment went into this book. Plus, he didn't stop there. He actually produced all these additional bonuses to make sure the book had its impact, which tells you that this is going to be an incredible book and something that can be super impactful for you and your goals. So you definitely need to go pre-order this book now. You have like literally 3 days, because it's March 20th. March 23rd, the book comes out. And you need to take advantage of this right now before these pre-order bonuses are gone. So go to that link, John, one more time.
uncommonsuccessbook.com.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, hey, John, thank you so much for doing this with me. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see this book in my hands. And audience, go to uncommonsuccessbook.com. Get your copy. Get these bonuses right now. Okay. Thanks, John. Appreciate it, man. And then how do I? There we go.